How to get rid of thrush. Home remedies for thrush. What is thrush? How to get rid of thrush and home remedies for thrush. Thrush is a common health complaint. It is also known as candidiasis and is a fungal infection caused by the yeast organism Candida albicans. There are different types of thrush, but oral and vaginal thrush are the most common types of thrush. However, sometimes it can also be found on the skin in damp places, such as underneath the breasts. Young babies can also develop thrush in the mouth, which can transfer to the mother's nipples. In this case, both mother and baby need to be treated. Do severe outbreaks of yeast infections go away on their own? Sometimes thrush can be more severe than normal. If you are suffering from an illness which affects the immune system such as flu, you are more likely to develop thrush. Also, someone taking hormonal, antibiotic, or steroid-based drugs are more likely to develop thrush. Antibiotics are well known to cause thrush as they damage the friendly bacteria which live in our bodies as well. Undiagnosed diabetes is another common cause of severe outbreaks of thrush. Switching your diet to a healthier diet can help a lot, and knowing how to treat thrush in adults natural may have a long-term solution. Is thrush contagious? Yes, it is contagious, and if you are asking yourself, is thrush contagious through kissing, the answer to that question is yes as well. What causes thrush? How do you get thrush? What is thrush caused by is a common question in a doctor's office. Candida albicans is one of the many microorganisms which lives naturally in our bodies. It is found in the gut, mouth, and on the skin. Yeast does not normally cause a problem but can do so when they multiply out of control and change it to an invasive fungal form. The body's friendly bacteria normally keep Candida under control, but sometimes the immune system fails and the cells of Candida start multiplying out of control. This can have some surprising symptoms, and many are not familiar with all of them. Ways to avoid vaginal thrush when taking antibiotics. Home remedies for thrush. Although not everybody develops thrush when taking oral antibiotics, it is still a very common problem. It may happen during your course or when you have finished taking the antibiotics. There are, however, some things you can do to try to avoid the problem. Top tips to avoid thrush after or when taking antibiotics. How do you treat thrush? Number 1. Take a good probiotic during the treatment and for up to 2 weeks afterward. 2. Avoid sugar. Sugar encourages Candida to grow. 3. Eat a yogurt every day and include more natural plant-based food in your diet. Hormones found in meat can affect hormonal balance, which in turn can cause thrush. Many women experience vaginal thrush after a course of broad-spectrum antibiotics. Whilst this condition is very unpleasant, it is not dangerous. Vaginal thrush produces an itchy and burning sensation at first, and a discharge might appear later but is not always present. The discharge associated with vaginal thrush is off-white, slightly yellow, and may appear similar in texture to cottage cheese. It smells unpleasant and is the most visible symptom of thrush. If you suffer vaginal thrush when you are in sexual relationship, it is important that both you and your partner is treated. What are the common symptoms of thrush? What is thrush symptoms? Tiredness and fatigue. Tiredness can also be a symptom of thrush or an active Candida albicans invasion. It is now known that the fungus can penetrate the mucous walls of the gut and enter the bloodstream. This can lead to tiredness and severe blood infections. The fungus will destroy many micronutrients and vitamins, which means the body cells are not getting their fuel. Not all doctors consider this problem when a patient talks about tiredness, and anemia is sometimes offered as an alternative diagnosis. If you suspect this to be the case, it is important to insist on a blood test. This can be one of the most debilitating conditions to deal with, and can sometimes mean a long-term health problem. Whilst there is some excellent conventional treatment available, alternative treatments will help to make the body's immune system stronger. Avoiding acidic fruits would certainly help. Depression and headaches. Depression is also a less common form of a thrush infection, but it is more common than we think. We know that infections such as viral and bacterial infections can lead to depression, so why can't a thrush infection? It is, after all, an infection which affects our psychological balance. If you are suffering from a combination of headaches and depression, this could well be an option to explore. It is more common after a lengthy medical treatment but can still occur. When infections invade our bodies, they may also deal with a sensitive neural connection. This can lead to depression and perhaps even more severe problems such as migraines. Once again, this is not a quick fix, but rather something which has to be dealt with step by step. Doctors have finally recognized that Thrush or Candida albicans can be the main culprit in many cases of IBS, or Irritable Bowel Syndrome. Thrush and IBS. IBS can be caused when there is a disturbance in the intestinal flora. The gut relies on a healthy balance between friendly and unfriendly bacteria to function well. When this delicate balance is upset, it can lead to painful cramps, knotting sensations which are known as IBS. The result is often a combination of constipation and severe diarrhea with terrible stomach pain. This condition can appear after a foreign holiday or alternatively after medical treatment. It can be difficult to put right as the bowel is large and treatment can take time. If you suspect this, it is a good idea to have it confirmed by a doctor, but alternative treatments do work really well. Do yeast infections go away on their own? No, they don't, and you need to take action. Aching joints and Candida albicans. If you have ever suffered from vaginal thrush, you may have noticed your joints can ache at the same time. You may even be experiencing symptoms which are similar to the flu and start a course of treatment for flu. Aching joints is a less common sign of thrush, but not all that rare. It is a symptom which is not often associated with thrush or an outbreak of Candida albicans, but it may still happen. It is very common after a virus infection or bacterial infection when the body's immune system has been forced to work very hard. There is even a possibility that chronic fatigue syndrome is linked to thrush infections. You may find it is particularly the joints in your lower extremities which are affected. Keep an eye out for aching ankle joints, and even the joints in the wrists have been known to have been severely affected. This means the condition is in your bloodstream, and you need to take swift action to prevent further problems. Natural home remedies for thrush. How to treat thrush naturally. Dealing and treating thrush is a matter of rebalancing the body. It can initially help to take a conventional treatment, but it is always best to try to treat the entire immune system. Over 90% of the immune system lives in the bowels or gut, so this is the best place to start. Home remedies for thrush include probiotics. If you have been treated for a bacterial infection over a longer period of time, you may find your stomach is upset. You might be suffering from alternative problems with constipation and diarrhea. It is crucial to rebalance the intestinal flora as soon as possible, and one way to do so is to take a good quality probiotic. Probiotics will help to replace the friendly bacteria which have been destroyed by the treatment. There are different ways of doing this. Buying a supplement is one idea which is very convenient and works fast. There is, however, another school of thought that kefir may help to rebalance the gut. This is an excellent, very gentle way to achieve the perfect balance again. When you suspect your problem is linked to taking antibiotics, it is a good idea to remember this for the future and to take a probiotic when you are taking the treatment. Flaxseed can help to treat thrush naturally. Home remedies for thrush can be easy to use. Ground flax seeds will help to clean the gut and also restore balance. This is a treatment which is not often recommended, but it is very effective. It works by reducing inflammation in the bowel and therefore balance is restored over time. This natural remedy becomes more effective when taken first thing in the morning. Avoid drinking tea or coffee for 1 hour after the treatment and you will soon find your stomach become less bloated. There is a choice of linseed and flaxseed products on the market, and as well as healing the gut, they will give you an extra energy boost. This is especially important if you have been ill for a longer period of time. This treatment helps the body to heal itself, and over a period of time, balance is restored. It is an excellent treatment which works well in combination with a good quality probiotic remedy. Home remedies for thrush should always include diet, and the right supplement routine can help as well. Are you sensitive to thrush? In that case, home remedies for thrush should include a plant-based diet. It is important to acknowledge that some foods may be making you more sensitive to thrush. On top of the list are white sugar, bread, and many of the convenience and fast foods. Spaghetti and pasta are also made from white milled flour and can lead to problems. When you are suspecting that your diet might be behind your health problems, you should start keeping a food diary. A plant-based diet will help to reduce the chances of you developing thrush. First of all, it is packed with vital prebiotics which will feed your probiotics. Secondly, you naturally reduce your sugar intake, improve your hormonal balance, and when you eat organic plant-based foods, you reduce your risk to the pesticides. Unnatural compounds found in our food are known to cause yeast infections. How to get rid of thrush with yogurt? Adding yogurt to your diet is another good idea, but if you suffer from vaginal thrush, you can also use it as an internal treatment. Some women dip tampons into live yogurt and treat themselves, but there are now also pessaries available containing freeze-dried lactobacillus bacteria. This is very similar to the active ingredient found in yogurt. They normally clear up symptoms very quickly and provide long-lasting results. How long does thrush last? How to get rid of thrush in the mouth? It is hard to say how long thrush can last, but if you have recurrent problems, you may have some associated disease such as diabetes or even thyroid disease. Oral thrush in adults is also very common and may even be caused by toothpaste. If you notice a covering on your tongue, you should change your toothpaste and check your diet. Treatment for oral thrush in adults can be difficult, and when you eat a lot of sugar, oral thrush can be hard to get rid of, and you really need to check your local environment, which means your oral hygiene products. Is thrush contagious through kissing? Yes, it is contagious through kissing, and a mouth swab can tell if you are suffering from oral thrush. We often ignore problems in the mouth we presume are not dental. A good quality natural toothpaste should be part of your home remedies for thrush. What causes thrush in babies? How to get rid of thrush in babies naturally? Treating oral thrush in babies can be a challenge. The condition is more common when the baby has not been breastfed, and it is an indication of a low immune system. Popular home remedies for thrush for babies include probiotics, and non-pasteurized dairy products are important as they also help to prevent asthma and eczema. Thrush home remedies for babies should also include reducing intake of juices, and sugar should be avoided at all costs. Baby thrush is very common, and the faster you can start treating the condition, the less likely your baby is likely to suffer from side effects. Knowing how to get rid of thrush naturally using natural oral products for babies should be part of every mother's list of home remedies for thrush. Always get a diagnosis: bacterial infections versus fungal infections. If you are not absolutely sure at what you are suffering from thrush, it is best to get a diagnosis. The doctor may offer you a conventional treatment, but many doctors now recognize that thrush is one of the conditions which can be treated very effectively using natural remedies. There are also some illnesses and health conditions which can cause thrush. A common problem is undiagnosed diabetes, so it is very important to visit your doctor if you frequently suffer from thrush. Home remedies for thrush are now often recommended by doctors as a long-term way to control this increasingly common health condition. Natural home remedies for thrush are very effective when you want to know how to get rid of thrush. Yeast infections are more and more common, and unfortunately, they are often down to the food that we eat. Our food is much more natural than it used to be, and even common bulking agents in food, such as soy, can cause thrush. Do yeast infections go away on their own? A yeast infection will never go away on its own, and it is important to identify what causes a yeast infection.